is Susan Milner, broker and owner here of Florida Future Realty in sunny Cape Coral, Southwest Florida. Today I want to take a little bit of your time to tell you what I think is happening with the real estate market. It's been a question that I am hearing on a daily basis right now, and I wanted to kind of give you my perception, my point of view on that right now. So stay with me and let's see what we can see. Like my new shirt? Super cute. I just had these made. Anyway, so our Cape Coral real estate market is hot. There is no denying that. When you look back even just the last 2 years, how much values have gone up, it's a lot, okay? But what I am seeing in the last 30, 45 days-ish is some slowdown on the crazy increases. There are a lot of agents out there that are still saying they're not seeing that yet and that they're still seeing this crazy increasing market and they foresee this happening for a very long time, right? I think that is very dangerous to be putting out there that you know the future, okay? I can tell you what's happening right now. I can tell you what has happened because I can look back on statistics and tell you either via experience or pulling, full market stats what has happened. I don't know what's happening tomorrow or in 6 months or in a year. Did anyone predict 2 years ago that we were going to be in the middle of a pandemic, a global worldwide pandemic? No. Did anyone think when that happened that it was going to crazy increase all of our real estate property values? No. Honestly, when it first happened, we were scared like, oh no, what's this going to mean for the real estate market for our business? And then as soon as everything opened again, people flooded here. Lots of different reasons for that. A lot of people were where it's cold and, they had been like quarantined or isolated for those cold months and, they really couldn't go do anything or get out of their house. And they, had thought about Florida and thought maybe 5 years, 10 years down the road, they would maybe have a place in Florida. And then they decided, you know what? People are dying. I've lost people. You don't know how long you're going to live on this earth. I'm going to do that sooner than later, live my dreams now instead of waiting for 5 or 10 years that I might not even have, right? So then our values increased. We had a lot more activity and a lot of people were still trying to figure out what they were going to do. So we didn't have a lot of inventory for sale here. Luckily we did, not luckily for the people, but luckily we did have some of like our more of our international owners of property put their properties on the market because they couldn't come over and they didn't know when they were going to be able to come over again. So that kind of helped with that inventory there in the very beginning. And then, of course, some people moved wherever they wanted to go, like maybe they wanted to move to Tennessee or, whatever they wanted to do. They kind of started putting their homes on the market. Some people, when they realized that the market values were increasing, if they own more than one property, like investment properties or whatever, they decided to maybe sell some of those. We saw a ton of cash in our market. And the people that were getting financing were putting 30, 50% down. They weren't putting, $1,000 or $5,000. They weren't getting these crazy loans, which is what a lot of my peers are stating now, why this is so different and why it's going to continue to go on, because there's more cash in the market and because, people are still moving here, because this is Florida, and all of that's true. However, we don't have that crystal ball. So if you're thinking of selling your home, selling your investment property, I can tell you without a shadow of doubt that right now you're going to get more money than you could have gotten out of it since like 2005, and we're pretty much there or above depending on the market, which was our last, really big boom. So sell now, do that, and then do what with the money? I don't know. If it's your primary residence, you need to think about that. Where will you go? Okay, if it's an investment property, what are you going to do with the money? Are you going to invest it in something else? You're going to hold it for maybe if the real estate market does change, that you would reinvest. What are you going to do with it? That's something you have to figure out. I can't tell you that. I can tell you what the current market value is. I can give you a really good idea of, how long it would take us to sell it and help with that process through, our really awesome marketing team and all of our connections and things like that to get you the most money out of the property within the, the perfect time frame that you're looking to accomplish that goal. But I'm really getting frustrated with how many people are out there and they're saying without a doubt that this market is not going to correct. Like, that is irresponsible in my opinion. Now, I'm not saying the market's about to crash, or how bad that's going to be, but I can definitely tell you that we're already seeing signs of a shift. There's a lot of leading indicators for that. Obviously, we still have inflation. We have a lot of issues that need addressed, just consumer, things that are happening. And then, you've been watching that the interest rates are going up. That's going to slow things down, okay? And just in general, that was already kind of happening before that. And now you have that in the news and more people talking about it. So, yes, it's going to affect things. That being said, every person's situation is unique. Just because I would sit with one seller and tell them they should sell, I might sit with another seller and tell them no. And that my advice would not be, and here's why. The same thing with purchasing. If you need a place to live and you can afford a house right now, sure, buy. If you already have someplace else that's costing you less money for however that looks, you're living with friends or family or renting or whatever, you don't need to buy right now, you can't afford to buy right now, then no, absolutely you don't buy right now. But that's a case by case scenario. There's a lot of people that have the money and they can afford it and they want to buy it and they don't care if the market might be a little higher. They don't care. They want to get what they want to get, right? And then there's some people that if the market doesn't adjust, they're never going to be able to purchase something here. That's a reality. So that's another reason why I kind of think things will, in fact, shift. Sorry I'm so heated up about this, but I keep seeing all these posts and it's like, stop saying this to people. And I know, real estate agents, they want to sell homes and they want to be the person that knows, but we don't know. There's no way that we can know. Like, anything could happen tomorrow, anything could happen in 6 months or a year. Even if we go back and look historically, historics tells you that there's cycles, we know that, right? But historically, still over the long term, we see it go up like this, right? So if you have something you can afford and you can hold for a long time and you don't really care what it's doing on the day to day, just like stocks, you're not trying to day trade or swing trade or anything, fine, whatever. But if you're trying to invest in something right now and you're telling me like, I want to buy this $500,000 house today, this other agent told me it'd be worth $700,000 next year, like, no, just because that happened last year does not mean that that's going to happen from now to next year. There's no great indicators that are even supporting that when you really look at things. But again, I digress. I know this is like getting long, this video, but I just wanted to let you know that myself and my agents, one of the things we pride ourselves on is our honesty, and we're not going to tell you things that are not true, and we're not going to make stuff up. And we're going to guide you based upon what it is that you want to do, what your goals are, to make sure that you're making the good choice. You're going to be in good hands with us. We're not just trying to sell another house, whether you're buying or selling. We're literally want to make sure that we're giving you all of the information available to help you make a good decision based upon whatever your needs are. And everyone's are different. So again, you can't just have a blanket post out there where you're saying everybody should do this, everybody should sell, or everybody should buy. Like, you can't do that because it's not the case for everybody, right? You can find us on our website, capecoral.com. That's WHY, capecoral.com. We are a small boutique brokerage here in Southwest Cape Coral, Southwest Florida. And my agents are excellent. If you reach out to them and you have a question, you will get your questions answered. If you want to reach out to me, feel free to do that as well. You can also find my contact information on the website. And I really hope that everyone makes really good decisions and choices in this. It's a little crazy, this real estate market, but I want to help you. So if we can be of assistance, please reach out. Again, Susan Milner, Florida Future Realty.